We didn't want to theorise about circularity, we wanted to do it, because I think if you want examples, you need to actually do it, and it's a painful, mucky process, manufacturing, and it's difficult, especially when you're a small team, because you're doing everything. And but if the work isn't done and you can't prove it's possible, then there's no point writing about it. Yeah? You need to do it and prove that it can be done. And so Arish and I have gone on that journey very specifically with that in mind.
Kelly came to me and said, how about we look at interweaving fingers? And she drew a sketch, and I giggled a little bit, and then I said, yeah, let me think about that, because we need to think about how we manufacture something like that at scale, and then work on it. And what's beautiful between our interaction is that Kelly is supreme at creating the shapes, and I've been able to use my engineering skills to just make sure that the system works. Together, we've created something that we couldn't have done without each other, and I think that is a lovely show of what interdependent skill creates. Well, ARC is an innovation centre geared towards UK manufacturing, but at the heart of it is that we actually manufacture what we have designed here in the UK. It's not just the things that we control in manufacturing, but it's also things that we have to have others make for us. We purposefully choose subcontractors who are also in the UK to make parts for us. And that's the ethos of ARC Innovations, is that we can create wealth by doing it ourselves.
This was just before we started producing Mannequino in volume. So this is our original studio when we were working in Hove, and with a couple of our assistants in the background, we're actually hand cutting patterns to make the next version of Mannequino. So one of the most amazing things about Mannequino is how little space it takes up. So I just open up one of our cases here. You can really see, like, we can fit between, well, up in wraps, about 15 in each of these. It's a real luxury to have that kind of space. So this is like, I'm basically holding 5 mannequins up. You can see that's just a crazy difference in how much space that takes up. There we go. Going right back to the beginning, one of the things Arish and I really wanted to achieve from having Mannequino as a business was having a product that was circular, a product that could do lots of things to enable people in an industry that was relatively bereft of any circularity at the time. I mean, lots of things have happened. And creating an ecosystem around it so that you start to have as close to zero waste as possible has just been awesome. So the mushrooms coming into that has just been amazing. I've grown up in a house where my mother and my grandmothers both sewed and knitted. I understood the principles of pattern making. Although I wasn't very good at sewing, I was really into making patterns. So that's where I was as a kid. There was a lot of people making things in the house. And then I went to art school, And then I got really into painting, and I got really into painting on wood. And then I also got into doing things in 3 dimensions. And I liked the challenge of a design brief, but I'm very much an artist and craftsperson as well. So I sit between the 2 camps. That's where I picked up the principles, and I was working in costume in film, and I really wanted to up my skill level. That was really helpful, but what I didn't realise then was how helpful it was going to be to develop a 3D form of a human and turn that into a mannequin until the time came. I mean, you just don't. Okay, so these are stage 2 Mannequinos. They are the first full body product that we're going to sell. They've just been launched at Somerset House in the Missing Threads exhibition, and were selected by Harris Elliott for this particular show, which was an honour to be part of. Yeah, and this is the sort of next phase of offering an international product which fits down into an incredibly small dimension to ship, and it's a very durable product, and it's encouraging our clients, but also suppliers and other people that see what we're doing, to understand the benefits of designing durable products that are efficient in the way they use material. And we select materials that can be reused, and also you're looking at something that packs away in such a way it doesn't get broken easily, and that kind of durability leads to lasting design. And it's something that lots of people who lived 50, 100 years ago are much more familiar with, which is products that lasted, and as opposed to things with planned obsolescence. And this is a way to sort of combat that kind of consumerism and that kind of waste as far as materials go, and getting the material back and being able to reuse and remake new products, whether that's a new Mannequino or something different in the supply chain where you need stainless steel and polypropylene, and think about what you're going to reincarnate it into.
With Mannequino, we create the packaging for it, and when we create the packaging, we have some off-cut waste. We decided, actually, can we not look at it as waste, and can we look at it as a resource? And found that mushrooms love growing on cardboard. And with a bit more research, we found that using coffee waste from the coffee shops with this cardboard and some wood and straw, we can create the perfect environment for mushrooms to grow. And that's how Messiah Mushrooms was born, from this synergy of what normally we term waste being turned into a resource, and now it's feeding our local community. It's 13 degrees in the modules. That's like perfect temperature. They love that temperature. And the thing with Messiah is totally linked with Mannequino. It creates a completely new environment for a manufacturing hub. So the waste is creating different opportunities on site rather than the waste going off site somewhere else. So what we are proposing is that the recycling machines or recycling abilities are on site where those raw materials, which normally are categorized as waste, are created.
Yeah, we feel that we've reached a stage with Mannequino that we've proven that not only is circularity possible in a product, but that also it's been accepted within the industry by a lot of brands that really want to make the effort to change their business models as much as possible, as quickly as possible.
Our responsibilities are what define us, and I think when you become a father, that really hits home. When you become someone who has to lead their country or someone who has to take care of a community, those are the moments in your life that you suddenly become part of something that is much more long-term than your life, because you're not just thinking about now, you're thinking, what will it be like if I'm not here? I'd like to have a defining part in that too, even though I know I'm not going to be there. It's like planting a tree that in 300 years might produce something amazing, but you know you're not going to be there, right? But you still plant the tree.